take the club forward. I believe they always did. For me, they are good owners. They tied down one of the best managers in the world for 7+ years. So I think that says a lot.
Liverpool face third-tier side Derby County in the Football League Cup on Wednesday. The reigning champions Manchester City take on Chelsea in the third round of the competition, with summer signing Calvin Phillips said to be involved for just the fourth time this season since his move from Leeds United. Phillips has been hampered by a shoulder injury that has put his World Cup place in doubt. The City boss Pep Guardiola isn't sure whether Phillips or another City player struggling to be fit in time, Kyle Walker, will make Gareth Southgate's final squad for the tournament.
I cannot answer you. I don't know what is the plan. I think they are communicating with the physios, doctors and club, and English Federation, English national team. So, but a part of that, I cannot answer you. I don't know.
England will announce their squad on Thursday. Meanwhile, Australia have selected teenage forward Garang Kuol, who will join Newcastle United in January in their 26-player squad for the World Cup. The Premier League side agreed a deal to sign the 18-year-old from Central Coast Mariners back in September. Kuol is yet to start a game for the Mariners in the A-League and has just one cap for Australia against New Zealand in September. There were 3 English Premier League sides involved in Tuesday's matches in the Football League Cup. Bournemouth were 4-1 winners over Everton on the South Coast, and Leicester City maintained their good form and avoided an upset with a 3-0 win over Newport County at the King Power Stadium. Away from the English game, in Italy, league leaders Napoli extended their advantage at the top of Serie A with a 2-0 win over Empoli at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona. The champions Milan were held to a 0-0 draw away at Cremonese.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
We are now in the hurricane season, and to survive a hurricane, you need to be informed. If you have been informed by official sources that a hurricane is approaching the Cayman Islands, and you live in a low-lying area that is prone to flooding or near the beaches, which may be swept by high tides or storm waves, please seek a safe place and high ground. If the only way for you to get to a safe place is a road that is also likely to be flooded during a storm, please leave home early. Don't run the risk of being stranded. This has been a public service announcement from your community station, Radio Cayman.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego with a quick recap. After a September spike in COVID-19 related deaths, government goes into more detail in their October COVID bulletin. A bill for an act to amend the Utility Regulation and Competition Act 2021 revision is released by the Cayman Islands government. 4 men appear before the court this week answering to charges of importation of ganja. This after their vessel was intercepted. And lawmakers are set to debate a new bill that will pave the way for legalized music and dancing on Sundays for certain businesses. That's your recap. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shana Gallego.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
April Cummings, Radio Cayman News. I'm Carsley Fuller.
I'm Dionne Anglin.
I'm Shanda Gallego.
I'm Felicia Ray-Gonzalez.
Visit us on www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice, your radio.
Radio Cayman's Information Hour. If you see news happening, contact our newsroom, 949-7799. Radio Cayman News, the ultimate in news and information.
Radio Cayman,
the voice,
the heart, the soul.
Tune in Monday through Friday at 7
Islands.
a.m. and 10 p.m. for the Daily Sports Report, covering local, regional, and international sports. Proudly brought to you by Dr. Wayne Porter, offering a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today.
Radio Cayman,
the voice,
the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Sports Extra on a Tuesday, keeping you informed. We have 10 teams this season. Nice.
Sports Extra Cayman Islands.
A young team full of talent, full of desire to do good things.
We've had some success with the outdoor league being restarted.
All right. Good evening and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dionne Anglin, and we have a full studio for you here tonight. We will have the Cayman Islands Volleyball Federation Director, Technical Director, right? And that's Janet Letman.
Hold on. What sport did you just say?
Did I say volleyball?
Yes.
Okay, they're next. So, what a bad way to start. Okay, let's do this over. All right, so tonight we'll have the technical director for Cayman Islands Netball Association. Janet Letman is here. Good evening.
Good evening.
And I'll have the ladies, the lovely ladies, introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Rose.
Rose what?
Rose Wilson.
Okay.
Vice captain of the Cayman Islands National Netball.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Ariana Grant, captain of the Cayman Islands netball team.
Mm-hmm. Hello, good evening. I am Kalindra Rodrigo McGarvey Sterling, and I'm a member of the netball team.
Not volleyball.
No.
Thank you, ladies. And coming up next, we have volleyball. And they will be talking to us about the under-23 Norseca circuit that was held here 2 weeks ago. And then this weekend is the senior circuit. So lots of volleyball action in this month. All right. So stay tuned for more Sports Extra in a minute.
The Business Buzz. Each and every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. Brought to you by
Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211. Cayman Insurance Center. Celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands. Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services.
Of The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies. Providing quality pharmaceuticals, medical supplies, and consumer products to healthcare providers, retailers, and ultimately the patient at a reasonable rate in a friendly, caring, and timely manner. Cayman Medical Supplies is located at number 93 Smith Road, Windward Center. Telephone 949-6211.
The Department of Environmental Health would like to advise West Bay residents to get their bulk waste ready for collection from November 7th to the 12th. Household appliances, furniture, and other items too large to be handled by the weekly DEH collection crews should be placed by the roadside where it is easily accessible to DEH collection crews. Metals and vegetation should also be separated from other bulk items. Do not obstruct roadway or storm drains or place tires, construction and demolition waste, hazardous materials, or electronics. For more information on the West Bay bulk waste collection from November 7th to the 12th, please contact DEH's Solid Waste Management Team at 949-6696.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra, Netball in the house this evening. And we're here to discuss with them their recent experience at the America's World Cup, Netball World Cup qualifier that was held in Jamaica about 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
About 2.5 weeks ago. All right. Awesomeness, ladies. Okay, so you played 6 games?
No.
5?
No.
7?
8 games.
8.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did.
Am I just
I
wrong?
wish we-
I'm
I
just
wish we
wrong
did.
today.
First the name.
I know, right? First the name, you know. Okay, so 8 games, and you won 1 game.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Talk to me. Let's start right here let's start with our captain. Tell us a little bit about your experience. What was your experience like in that tournament?
Well, the experience was a really great one, to be able to play on a stage at that level of competition that we faced. We don't really get as much exposure where we are in the Cayman Islands. So having that opportunity to just play at that level was really nice. Being back in Jamaica as well, that was really nice, even though most of the time it was just from hotel to the competition. But overall, it was really nice being a part of the team and having that.
It brought back so many memories.
Yes.
And it was just so
As a
intense,
team.
right? It was nice. I loved it. What about you, Rose? This is vice captain here now.
Well, for me, coming back
Come a little closer to your mic for me.
Sorry.
Good.
Hear me now?
Go ahead.
Good?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Alrighty. Well, for me, coming back from injury, I felt that the competition was very intense. However, it was a great learning experience. Felt good to be back out on the national stage, competing competitively. Overall, it was really, really good. I learned a lot from the other countries, the other players who may play the same position like myself, or even in the defense. And like, I admire a lot of those girls' style of play. So I think I took a few stuff from the tournament, which is good, that I think that myself can work on in the team.
Awesome. We'll get to that soon. What were your injuries? What were your injuries?
Oh, I ruptured my Achilles, my right Achilles.
And
in January.
In January?
Yes.
Okay.
January this year.
And you were able to play?
Yes.
And how did you feel out there? I mean, you made one basketball move to the...
that was sick.
And the commentators went off.
Yes.
It was almost like they never saw anything like it. It was weird. I'm like, don't you watch basketball? But
a nice little layup.
But one of the ladies was like, that had to be a basketball player because she made that move to the basket. It was a nice layup.
Yeah. That is just...
Playing against the men will...
yeah, it will force that instinct out of you. It was fun. Nice seeing that video up on it was on Sports Max and World Netball. So it was nice to see it there. Of course, I played basketball.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's still ingrained in you.
Yep.
All
it's
right.
there. It's there. Not going anywhere.
Good. You use that in your netball journey now.
Yep, for
and
sure.
Let's hear from you. One of the youngest on the team. What was your experience like?
I would say it's one of a bit of nostalgia. I think I'm the only person on the team that has represented the Cayman Islands in Jamaica already. So when in 2017 I represented the under 14 team in Jamaica, and so we went to the same hotel that I went to back then, and we also I saw the outdoor court that we played on a couple years back. So it's a bit of nostalgia, but I was really, really excited and ecstatic to be there, to observe the teams, to observe the games, and to just be on an international stage or a stage such as that. I was just excited.
Did you get playing time?
Yes, Mom, I did.
Yay!
Yes,
Everyone got playing time?
Yeah.
Not everyone?
No.
Not
You
everyone.
said she was a star?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
You're a star. Look at that awesomeness. Okay, sounds good. Coach, let's hear from you now and your views. I watched what I could have because it didn't really...
They didn't show.
They didn't show all of them. And then when I found that link, then you had to sign up to something. And I was like, okay, I can't be bothered. I'll just get my update from Coach. There were a few games that you all played that I felt you should have won.
As I raised my eyebrows.
There was... I only have 6 written here because I forgot it was
USA, we definitely could have won.
You could have definitely won USA. You could have definitely won...
I think we had a good shot at
Grenada.
Grenada.
That was 50-40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
St. Lucia.
And St. Lucia, that's who I don't have on my list. St. Lucia, what was that score, you remember? No?
I think they beat you guys by
3. It was 30-something, I think.
Why you say you guys? You didn't play that game?
I think it was 31-34.
You were cheering them on. All right. Okay, and USC was
34-35.
44-35. Oh,
yeah.
That one hurt me. Yeah. What were your views on the ladies' performance?
We needed more time.
Yeah.
There is a lot of things that we tried to do during our training preparation. But when I listen to, because I'm quite, while we're there as coaches, other coaches are coming up and they're speaking to us and talking about different elements of our games, which I took on board with sort of like respect. So the lady from Barbados said that we really frightened them.
Right.
When in that first quarter, and they went, this isn't the Cayman they know. Do you understand?
Good.
And they felt that this is on our first day.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So we were going to do really well throughout the competition. They felt that we were strong, we were together, and we knew our stuff. But during the tournament, because of our preparation coming up to the tournament, we weren't as fit as we should have been. Right. And it's not fitness in endurance fitness. You're talking about plyometrics. We're talking about strength. We're talking about power on the legs. When these girls, we talked about the men last time, and we spoke about the men, how they're fast, they're quick, and the way that they sort of like could plow us down. But we controlled the game. Playing against the women, they're pushing you down, and the umpire ain't blowing it. So
it's a little more physical.
Yeah,
than you
the
thought.
men. Yeah, the men were very.
No, the women.
No, but the men. When we played the men, they were gentle.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. Yeah,
And they looked after us because they didn't want to injure us.
Right.
Yeah. And listen, these women, they don't care.
Yeah. Well, this is it now, right? So they don't care about all of that.
The physicality, especially in the Barbados game, it's like, hold on, umpire didn't see that. Umpire didn't see that. Umpire didn't see that. Do you understand? And they would do it purposely away from the side of the umpire. But while you're sitting down and you want us to do well, we are not used to it. So it's a mental capacity that we've got to work on our emotions as well.
Especially when the teams are being physical.
Yeah. And so, and the thing is that it's to the brief, but at the same time, how do you cope when a lady drives out at centre pass, gives you an elbow to make sure that you come out of your way to come through?
You elbow them back when you get the chance.
And that is when the umpire sees it.
When you did, right?
It's the circle of life.
You know what? Then after the game, that's when you go to the person at the head, right? You know, like, what was the difference between my elbow and that person's elbow?
Well, all I've got to say to everybody, Trinidad. That's all I've got to say.
What happened to them?
Oh God, I got so.
Oh, they were more aggressive.
I would just say that Trinidad is one of the most aggressive teams.
Yeah, they were. I saw their games.
Yeah, and there is strength in that, and it's just something we're not used to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And doing things literal, say they're gonna do it, and literally do it. It's like, and then you see, she should really do that.
Yeah.
No, really bad.
Yeah. Like what? I want an example.
Shall I say? You know, you can't give up.
I think.
We'll talk after.
They're a great team.
You know what? If she's a Trinidadian, you see.
I'm a Trini, so I want to get it.
She wants to hear everything.
Yeah, we'll talk offline.
This is gonna be good. And we have a Trini coming on next after as well.
No, but they're just a great team, and
they were. I thought they were great. They were a great team. I think with games like that, like you said, Coach, rightfully, the mental capacity that we're in. Yes. When a team starts to get physical, we have to get physical as well. Yeah. And there's supposed to be like an area where a captain can speak up to the umpires.
Yeah, but we did.
Yeah.
But the umpires sort of like ignored it.
Yeah, there was. I mean, personally, I didn't see where the umpire spoke to anyone about what was brought to them. But, you know, at some point, you kind of have to say, okay, well, if I keep pestering the umpire, then how would that then affect the game? And
so then at that time, I mean, it was from experience. It backfired on me.
Yeah.
But from experience, I gave an elbow. You give me an elbow, I'm giving you back an elbow so you can feel my power as well. I got the call. The referee didn't see her elbow, but they saw my elbow. I took the foul. But guess what? She never came back in that key again.
Footballers do the same thing. Yeah. they lay a good tackle in the opening, and so that way when you're coming, they know you're coming up against.
I'm all for playing clean. I'm all for playing clean. But from the time you're trying to hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back. I'm going to show you that I have power too. And that's the next question I'm going to get to. Are any of you ladies in the gym?
I'm in the gym. But
besides besides you,
I've been in and out of the gym.
And that's the thing, you know. I'm also trying to get
consistency.
Not just the entire team needs to be in the gym together as a team, and it's something I'm trying to introduce to our women's basketball program. The men are naturally in the gym every day. Not necessarily together, but they go to the gym. Women don't go to the young athletes. The female ones do not go to the gym. But I think as a team, we need to. When you reach at that level of playing competition like that, these women are strong. They're not just going on natural strength. These women are strong. Do you know those Jamaicans? They're in the gym. Plus, they eating the dasheen and the cassava.
Mercy.
Yeah, exactly. so you know, that's another suggestion. Getting ladies in the gym for the next time.
Right. So basically, what we're going to do, we're stripping down the girls, sort of like in their capacity of their strength, their power, flexibility, and agility. And one of the things was that we are going to introduce them and do a group session in the gym, showing them the exercise they could do, which ones are the best ones for them. And they've got a program, but we're going to look at it as a positional wise.
Right.
Because we can jump. We can run.
Yes.
But is our agility, our flexibility good enough? And so this part of before Christmas, we're instead of making them train 3 times a week, we're just doing the one.
Right.
But we're going to do HIIT sessions, and we're going to do running sessions, and we're going to do footwork patterns, and still make the session relative to netball, but at the same time, get them to understand their bodies. So, you know, like when you do plyometrics, when you do sort of like isometric training, body to body, how you're going to do, how you're landing, those type of things, because it's all of them will make up a person's mindset. So if I know that I need to go to the gym 3 times a week, your coach has told you to be able to go to our next match or tournament, that you need to hit the gym. And we've realized you do testing and you're not getting to the gym. The power that you've got is not going to go nowhere, because it takes 6 weeks to work on power, but then it also takes 2 weeks to lose it. And so speed and agility and all that stuff is a continuous maintenance, and it's making them feel confident. And can they go with a friend? Do they need to go in the morning? Do they need to go in the afternoon? Some people go early in the morning, and because they at least then they've done it for the day.
Right.
So these are some of the things we sat down as coaches. Do you understand? And looked at. Yeah.
I think that's awesome. It's. I know with you, because I've seen her work. I've seen what she's done. I know that now that you're back from this and the experience that you've had, you're going to implement these things going forward, and that's the only way to improve, right? Sometimes you just go to tournaments and you come back and you just train the same way you trained before. No, you have to make adjustments based on the experience you've had. So even though you guys won one game, would that lift our ranking?
No.
So are we going to stay the same or we go lower?
I haven't got a clue.
You don't
know why? Because it all changes in January. It restarts again. We lost to USA, who was behind us.
Okay.
Do you understand?
But we beat Antigua, who's in
front of us.
Okay.
Do you understand? So it depends. One of the things that we've got to look at is we need to improve our ranking.
Yes.
But we need to improve people on the island first.
Right. And a very good way of doing that as well. I know, seeing that Jamaica is a powerhouse, we know they're a powerhouse and they're 40 minutes away. Is there a way that we can, utilize them to help strengthen our ladies? We don't always have to play their national team, but we can play club teams to help. And it doesn't take much for them to come here, and it does not take much for you all to go there.
Yeah, because that's something that we did. That's what I was telling you in 2017, I believe.
Yes.
We played against our under 14 team played against some of their high school teams, just from various schools in the area, and it was just a little competition. Yeah,
okay.
So.
I think you see what it is when we put it on table.
Yeah,
it's not all about us. It's about we've got funding requirements, and then also we've got to make sure that we have the connections, because the thing is that you could play. I think Jamaica was very gentle to us. When I look at the way they played other teams, they didn't put Fowler on.
Yeah.
Do you understand where Fowler played in other games?
Is she the best player?
She was. She's strong in the shooting.
She's one of their stronger players, yeah.
And I see they struggled in Fast 5 this weekend.
They lost.
It was the same team, so is it because of the difference in Fast 5 versus...
It's a younger
team.
So it was a younger team?
It's their under 23.
So that was a completely different team?
It's not completely different. The team that played us in the
mixed.
tournament was their under 23 team along with
the seniors.
Along with
one
or
two.
Okay,
It
one
was
or
two.
two.
Because Giselle was also
yeah.
senior.
Okay.
And then the one that played for Fast 5 was with one or two again, because it was Atkins and
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And Giselle was there too.
Yeah.
So why didn't we compete in this one?
Fast 5.
Yeah.
Well,
I got clear. Hold on.
One of the well, one of the things as well is just like funding, as she was saying, like certain funding is needed to do things like this as well. So
I think it's going to be on the top 12. Will be invited.
Okay.
Uganda.
I saw the men as well.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The men games were good.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was really good. I was like, we need to get a bunch of basketball players and teach them the netball game and send them there, because those guys, I was looking at our basketball team that we have, the national team. I was like, we can beat that team. That would be interesting.
Even our men netball team, if they put their heads together, they can do really well. I think with the Fast 5, just looking at the way the teams play, super fit.
Yeah.
There's, for you to bring that ball up and down the court just for 8 minutes, I see some
significantly less people.
Yeah.
Less support.
And the strength in the arms, the way some of them girls got the ball and then they threw it into the next third without any effort. Do you understand? But the next person had to meet that ball.
Yeah.
And so us going there.
You're playing basketball now, though? 5-5?
Yeah.
5v5, yeah.
But I think we clearly saw at this competition as well that, we were not at the fitness level needed at a competition where we have 7 members on the court, taking those extra 2 people out
and applying it to a competition such as that.
Applying it to a level of competition, I don't believe that we're there yet. Netballing Cayman is developing, it is coming along.
I don't think anyone thought that Cayman would go and beat Jamaica, Trinidad, or Barbados.
I think we could have
it's possible because the ball is round, and, right?
And everyone has 50-50.
But based on the timing, the time that you all had to prepare, fitness level and all that, you look at things a different way. But there were teams that I felt, wow, we could have
that
won
we definitely contended with,
Like, wow, that would have been so cool.
And I think also what we've got to look at is that if you look at the games that we played in Isle of Man, and you look at the ones in Jamaica, different style of games,
definitely.
But different teams. There were only 6 members that went to Isle of Man that played. When you speak to the Trinidad and Barbados, they got rid of 4 girls, but majority of them are the same. In Commonwealth games to when they played in Jamaica, and so what you've got to look at, especially the Trinidad's, in 2019, majority of those girls I saw in Liverpool.
Part of the team. That's true.
Was part of the team. So you've got to look at that. Even though they may not train all the time, we had the COVID, we had different things.
Right.
They've got the same team, so they've got the same mindset.
Right.
They've got different routine to us, and for us to be able to meet them.
And that's a very significant observation. That's just so true, because we change teams, right? And next time you all go, you're not going to go to the same team. And that happens a lot. That happens with football. It happens with basketball. Very rare we get the same team.
Availability sometimes.
Availability, because these women in Jamaica, they're not. Do they work? Like, this is they're pros, right? They're professionals.
A lot of them are professionals.
them in school.
No.
Yeah, but that's
the under 23 ones.
Yeah, but the adults. A lot of them are even overseas, like in Australia.
Exactly.
So they're getting that experience as well when they didn't come back.
Which is another question. I mean, a lot of the countries like Trinidad, they had professionals as well that play overseas.
Yeah.
Right. So they bring that back. They bring them back
and
to represent
knowledge.
Right. So is that something that we're looking forward to as well? Sending a few players off. Do you have anyone in mind that we could send off? Rose, Rose. Send her off. If we send Rihanna, send her off. Yeah, the younger ones.
Right. So one of the things that we've got to look at.
Okay. The younger ones.
Yeah. Right. So one of the things that we've got to look at is as our youngsters and younger people go to university, what is their profile looking like?
Yes.
When they go to university, are they getting into the university team? Are they going, say, like if they go to England, are they getting in a franchise? What does that look like? And so the more we get women going into universities, even if they're going Canada, are they going to a university in Canada that's got netball? Because Canada is such a big place. And with that, the enormity of the places, it's like America. They might not see each other or train with each other on a monthly or weekly basis. And so we need to start thinking when we're talking to the young people about university placement, where you're going, especially if they're going to England. Can we get you into university team? What's the nearest franchise near you? And sort of like start tapping into that, but still keep in touch with them.
Right.
Because when we do that, what will happen is that they will carry that experience from a different region to us.
Yeah, of course. All right. Nice. Look at the time. 1 minute to go. I know we can do this forever. I know. I always book you guys half an hour, and then I'm like, wait, I could have had you guys for an hour. Go right ahead. You wanted to talk about some fundraising stuff as well that's happening, but we'll have to do that another time.
No, we're just talking about on the 19th of November, we're doing our rally, Truden Bodden. It starts at 6:30. Everybody come down. Come and watch some netball. Also, remember, we've got Turtonetters, that's on a Saturday.
Okay.
We've got 3 of them.
And go ahead, the 3.
The 3, one is at John Gray High School, starts at 8 o'clock till 9. One's in West Bay, starts at 11 till 12. And the other one is in Bodden Town, but by the school.
All right.
Yes, at 3 o'clock.
And the men's league is still on Saturdays?
No, we're going to the open league now. The big girls are out. The women's league is out.
What happened to the men's league?
They finished.
They finished last Saturday?
Did you play? Did your husband play?
No. I heard that they won by forfeit.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Maybe. All right. Well, okay. Well, we'll talk about all that off the mic. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming on. It's always such a pleasure. It's such a good amount of fun having you all on here. I appreciate you. All the best going forward. And I know you guys, this is a dedicated core right here, and I know you have more of them. Yeah. So we're looking forward to good things from our Cayman Islands national netball team. All right, so right now we're going to take a short break. When we get back, we'll hear from the Cayman Islands Volleyball Federation as they discuss NORCECA. Stay tuned.
Let me tell you something. I've been fishing our island since I was a boy, and it's getting harder and harder to get a good catch. Maybe it's because there are so many more people in Cayman than ever before. Maybe it's because of how the climate is changing. I don't know about that, but I do know that I want to be able to keep fishing and teach my children to fish one day as well. So it makes sense to me that we have certain areas and certain times of the year to fish for certain things. It feels unfair not to be allowed to fish where my dad had taught me to fish, but I know that being patient now means we can keep fishing for many more generations. We're all in this together, right?
For more info, download the Cayman DOE app or visit doe.ky.
And the whole island is one big party. Grand Cayman Pirates Fest is here. Taking over Seafarers Way. Saturday, November 12th, Georgetown events start at 1 p.m. with the cardboard boat race and water mermaids showcase. The pirates storm the streets at 3 p.m. followed by the float parade, national song and heritage costume competition, and fireworks show at 9 p.m. A full Saturday of thrills for the entire family, including 8 hours of food festival. Saturday, November 12th, the party takes over Seafarers Way. Afternoon till night. Come for lunch, party a bunch, and pirate the night away. For the record.
for information that matter to you, the people. Hear from the government, the opposition, independents, and other experts on issues and solutions that affect you.
For the record.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, tune into 89.9 and 93.9 FM for Cayman's Straight Talk Morning Show. For the record.
I invite you to join me for the record. You are invited to be a part of this interesting and informative show. Embrace the opportunity to dialogue with your legislators, policymakers, and those charged with policy implementation.
For the record. Brought to you by
Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors.
Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
Health Services Authority is now offering online payment options for patients. Patients of HSA can now pay their bills, including deposits, towards scheduled services online at payments.hsa.ky. The secure, new online payment system accepts debit or credit cards and is in addition to the available payment options of cash, check, and online bank transfer. For quick, easy, and secure payment directly from your phone or computer, visit HSA's new online payment system at payments.hsa.ky.
Continuing the Caymanian tradition.
Let Cora keep my ground so clean.
The heart and soul of the Cayman people. Thank you for keeping the culture alive.
There's wisdom news every day. From East End to Georgetown, down into West Bay.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. We have the Cayman Islands Volleyball Federation in the studio with us, members of the Cayman Islands Volleyball Federation, Technical Director Coach Trevor Thorold is here with us, and we have three beach volleyball players. I'm going to allow you guys to introduce yourselves and the country.
I'm Deidre Tulla.
Okay.
I play for Cayman.
Okay.
I'm Jasario Ebanks, and I play for Cayman.
Okay.
I'm Cyan Salva, and I play for Trinidad and Tobago.
Awesome. I like it. I love to hear the Trini accent.
Yeah.
It feels like home. All right. So before we get into this tournament that's coming up this weekend, let's talk a little bit about the one that played 2 weeks ago and a half. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So the under 23, for the first time we held that here in Cayman. Would you deem that was a success in your opinion? Yeah.
Yes, I consider it a tremendous success for us. We had great experiences for both the girls and the boys. And the team was playing. I thought the teams represented themselves well. Again, you could see the disparity in terms of skill level between the Caribbean teams and the what we call the top six North Seca teams, which is like the USA, Canada, and stuff like that. There's a significant difference in skill level, and that has to do with the level of competition on a regular basis that our players are exposed to. We are trying now to create that sort of environment where they're able to compete on a regular basis, because we cannot use these tournaments as the only form of competition for our kids. We are doing a disservice to them. So all in all, I thought they represented themselves well. The level of play for them, it just wasn't consistent enough, as I explained before. It's just because they are not playing at a regular high level at a regular basis.
Okay, let's hear from them and hear from just hear about your experience throughout, because I remember interviewing you at the court, and you said that you transitioned from indoor to beach.
Right.
Just talk to us a little bit about what that transition was like for you.
So it definitely takes a different set of requirements fitness-wise. I think when I first transitioned, just the way that my legs felt, I was just like, I would go to indoor and feel like I no longer had any strength in my legs. But I was also flying because the sand does a lot of help in terms of strength and conditioning for indoor.
Okay.
And then also just the sun and the wind and everything. So also here we train at like 4 to 6 in the afternoon. And so playing in Norseca, where the tournament starts at 9 a.m.
See my face?
And ends at 4 p.m. I think was when the last game. And so for some of us, we're playing in 2 p.m. Cayman heat, which everybody knows is very hot. Yeah, so you can know what you're doing, and then if you're not like hydrated enough, it kind of just all fades. And all you're worried about is not passing out. So yeah, the transition was interesting. It took a lot more hydration, a lot more just mentally. It's a lot more. You have to like remind yourself that you can do it and push yourself, and it's only you and your partner. There is nobody else on the court to help you guys. Coach can't talk to us, so that is also another adjustment, because in indoor you have your coach yelling on the side.
You know, I didn't know that. He explained that to me recently, that he cannot coach you guys there. And I was like, what? Okay, but that's good. It's kind of like football, you know. The coach can't coach at football, but you know, because they're out in the field, you really hear what the coach is saying, right? So it's like, almost like you're on your own. It's a sense of maturity as well, and it helps prepare you for, you know, for the tournament and to think on your own as well. Yeah. Let's hear from you. No, you know what? I want to hear from you, Trini. Let's introduce yourself again.
Okay, I'm Cyan Salvon.
Cyan.
Yeah.
Let me write that. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Coming to Cayman, my partner and I, we tried not to have too many expectations, as it was our first tournament at such a high level.
Okay.
As even though it was under 3, it was still under 23 Norseca tournament. We competed at under 23 Kosovo early in the year, and fortunately we were able to come first at home. The games were held in Trinidad itself.
Right, I remember that.
Cayman Islands came, and different countries from Caribbean came, and we were able to win. But the conditions at home are quite different to the conditions in Cayman Islands. So we were able to be here a few days before the tournament and get some work in preparation for the games. And well, I can tell you it was definitely different. We had a lot of work to put in. Playing in the tournament, we knew the sand in Cayman is a lot less compact than we have home. So we know we had to, and then our height difference.
Is that a good thing? Is that that works against you?
Yeah, if the sand is less compact, it's very difficult to elevate and move around as easy as you.
Yeah, the transition from training on a compact sand at home to training on a less compact sand. It was really difficult for us to adjust, but I think that we were able to pick up eventually as we played more and more games to adapt to the conditions, and we did well. We came in fourth, and you know, we put our best foot forward, and that's what we're able to do. So we're grateful for the opportunity.
Very nice. Is this your first time in the Cayman Islands?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you think you love
awesome.
it here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
People is definitely nice.
Were you? So you were here from the last one?
Yeah.
And then you stayed?
Yeah.
What you do?
We've been training.
Just training. Okay. Preparing for this one that's coming up.
Yeah, because the skill level is much higher.
It's a senior, right?
Yeah. And it'll be our first senior tournament.
Okay.
So we have a lot of work in for us.
For both you and your partner?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. And reintroduce yourselves for me.
Jasario Iban.
Jasario. Okay. Go ahead, Jasario. Tell us about your experience with you and your partner.
Well, I've had 2 partners so far. Okay. My first tournament was, I'd say 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
The one in Trinidad?
No, Dominican. I didn't play
Dominican
on 23.
Okay.
I played in a senior tour so far.
Okay. All right.
The first one was good. I really like playing. Okay. So even if we're getting beat, it's still fun. I love going against great players. The experience itself was, I'm just going to say, awesome.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. You meet all these new people, and it's definitely not the same as came on. We're here, we're training against the same people. The skill level isn't as high.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it basically. And then the second one, it was the same. We did a little better.
Okay.
And yeah.
Oh, what's the name of your partner?
My current partner is Casey.
Casey.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And yours?
Mine's for under 23 was Chloe, but I think for seniors it's going to be Anya.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Let me give you a little story about Jasario and his partner who was sitting outside. When we now came to Cayman Islands, we were trying to recruit. And we found these guys just hanging out on the beach, doing, well, relatively nothing. Let me put it like that. They were chilling under the cabana, relaxing.
I beg to differ.
And we approached them and asked them if they were interested in playing. And remarkably, in about a year's time, they are representing Cayman at the senior volleyball tour, which is unheard of in a year's time, learning all the difficult skills in volleyball.
But you saw something.
Yeah, they had the first of all, they had the height. We looked at their morphology. That is like they're built for volleyball, you know. So
true.
we approached, So we approached them and now they're representing volleyball at Cayman Islands at the senior tour, and that is unheard of, playing any international sport in less than a year, because those guys never played before.
Right.
It's not like they were indoor players and they transitioned to beach. They never played the game before, but their level of dedication, they were always on the beach. Like, they were there 6 days a week training. It was raining, I will say, like, no practice. And they will call me like, "Coach, you're on the beach with each train." So and this is remarkable. So it shows that if you're committed to something and you put the effort and the work in,
yes,
and you're dedicated and you don't use, you find a way to train, because people always find a reason for an excuse.
Right.
But if there are ways that you could work and train and improve your skill level and stuff like that. And these guys have demonstrated to us that it is possible. It could be, an anomaly that these guys are special and they worked extremely hard, but it shows also that Cayman Islands, we have a lot of hidden talent, and we could find it anywhere. Just walking into the supermarket somewhere, walking on the beach, we are looking for talent on the streets, and I am consistently looking for that talent.
And that's what the Minister of Sports, he made sure, and he told me when I interviewed him, he said, what I love about this technical director, he is going out and looking for his players. He's not just sitting and waiting for the players to come to him. And that's great. I just wanted you to know that the Minister of Sports touted you. He spoke very highly of you. All right, that's Mr. Bernie Bush. So based on you sitting on the sidelines, just tell me what did you observe about each of your athletes that went out there to play during this tournament, and what are you hoping to see differently going into this one?
Well, when I'm sitting as the coach and analyzing play, and even from all the teams, I'm looking to see what sort of thinking is taking place during the game. So, as I said before, it's we are trying to create independent thinkers, problem solvers,
right?
People who are looking for solutions on the court, and you're looking to see if they're trying different things. And not about the errors, as if you are trying different things to make a difference. So what will usually happen? If you're stepping out of your comfort zone, there's a tendency to make errors, but you're learning. You could actually see learning taking place. And that's what we are looking for, to see that our athletes are they're able to think on their own, are able to analyze situations, become problem solvers, and which transitions well in normal life, So this is why student athletes are so well thought of in terms of their ability to function effectively in society, because they're able to do different things. And so they're just a student athlete. That's the dedication. It's not only going to school, but dedicating that time to school and perfecting their skill.
Cyan, how long have you been playing volleyball?
I've been playing volleyball for about a little over 7 years, maybe. I started with indoor volleyball, and then from about 2017 I joined beach, and
you never went back.
It's been beach since then.
Why? You like hot sun?
Oh, I do. I love it. The sand getting dirty, everything. With me on the indoor, I struggled more so to, like, with indoor, you have a specific position and a role to fulfill.
Yes,
and with me, I was always well-rounded. So when I joined beach, I was able to, fulfill every part of the beach in the sport itself better than I would.
She just didn't want nobody to tell her what to do.
Yeah,
she had a specific rule.
Yeah, and then like in beach volleyball, it's like the closest thing you could have to like an individual sport because it's just you and your partner. And I love that kind of independence. And, you know, that's why I love beach so much.
Do you do any other sport?
No, I did sports growing up, like tennis and swimming and stuff, but I stuck with beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on now to the senior tour that's coming here this weekend for the long weekend. 40 teams?
Well, we have some teams not showing up at the last minute, but we have close to like probably 38 teams taking part in this tournament from about 17 different countries. So it's going to be a crazy, exciting time for Cayman volleyball. We are trying to utilize all 4 courts at the same time.
Yes. Okay.
So there's going to be a lot of volleyball taking place. We are even today we were discussing what time we're going to start to ensure that we finish at a time that is acceptable. So there's going to be a lot of competition. People are trying to see if they could get points for next year Olympic qualifying tournament because we have continental tournaments coming up next year. So it's an interesting time, and this is the final stop for this year. So a lot of teams are taking part in this. And the level, you'll be amazed to see how these senior players play at such a high level. Their skill level, how they execute on the court, their communication, so it's really interesting to see us function on the court, and this is something special for Cayman Islands.
Do you have an idea of? I mean, I know you have an idea because I think I saw the list somewhere of our teams. Teams that will be competing for Cayman.
We have the usual suspects like the U.S. and Canada. But for Cayman Islands, we're supposed to have like 3 teams per gender.
Okay.
So we have Jessica Wolfington. She's playing with Ilian this time.
Ilian Powery. Okay.
They've
played together before.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So that'll be a nice chemistry.
Yeah, Stefania this time is playing. Gandolfi's playing with Heather Thompson. Heather participated in Hatamayor recently, and she did pretty well. This was the first major international tournament. Okay. And then we have the young group of the under-23s. And the intention was to utilize this activity for Deidre and Anya in preparation for the CAC games in November.
Right.
I think Cyan and her partner is also taking part in the CAC games in November and also utilizing this as part of their training development. So we have some good girls, and I think they will give a great account of themselves. The boys did pretty well in the last tournament. Jasario and Casey. We have a really young team. Jasper and TC. He wants to be called TC, so I won't call him his full name on air. And then we're trying to see if one of the teams that took part in the under-23, the boys, give them that sort of exposure to seniors. Now it's going to be rough for them, but I guess this experience is going to be great because next year is the under-18 Commonwealth Games. So once they get this sort of experience, it will prepare them better for the Commonwealth Games in Trinidad and Tobago next year.
Okay. Right? When do teams start coming in?
Well, teams are already here.
They're already here. Okay.
We had a sort of scrimmage today against the Haiti men's team. They're here for the first time.
Coach, do you see my face right now? You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. We didn't plan to have it. They came in on Monday, and we had a scrimmage. The Trinidad girls are here, so we have some practice games going on and some.
And how's that coming along?
That's great because now we are seeing different styles, and they are learning to adapt to the conditions. Because you're fighting against certain variables on the court all the time, and they're getting being able to adapt. And what is happening too is that our girls are seeing a different, instead of playing the same players over and over in practice, they're playing against a different face. So so it's a little more competitive on the court.
Well, I know Jessica and Ilian and the other one is another one. Stefania. They're seniors in the game.
Yeah, they're veteran players, and I didn't realize that Ilian was so young.
Yeah, she's very young.
Yeah, very young. She has been playing for a long time, and she's very young. And so the future for Cayman volleyball, beach volleyball, is extremely good.
Cyan, tell me a little bit about volleyball in Trinidad and how what's the competition like there? Beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Stress that.
So, unfortunately, I would say there's a lot more competition on the indoor side of it versus on the beach.
Right.
A lot of the athletes that play beach volleyball in Trinidad come from the indoor, and at our level right now, we're still like scouting for athletes to come into like the under 23 program so that we can have like a good future for beach volleyball in Trinidad, because the seniors that we have now, they're sort of, I want to say, past their peak. Okay. So they're playing, they're still playing.
Similar to the men here.
They're playing, but like they more heading into retirement and starting their own lives, that kind of thing. Right. So it's now us as the under 23s are now becoming the seniors. So I think we have to like take heat from Coach Trevor, and go out and look for the athletes to come so that we can get good competition. And also, it's good being here playing against like a different skill set, and having to compete with the Cayman girls are really good, because it's not you're competing against a different team, and it's not the same girls that you're used to playing for. Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Okay, and then and are you going to be competing this weekend as well?
Yeah,
okay, good. So what are you guys looking forward to most? Is there any team in particular?
Well, I'm playing with a new partner, so I'm just interested to get the rhythm and start working on the skills that I need to work on in preparation for CAC. I'm really excited to see beach volleyball at a senior level. Okay. I am also nervous. Let me stress that I am nervous.
It's okay.
I know that it's going to be tough, but
when the ball goes up, the nerves are all the nerves are all out the door when the ball goes in the air.
So I'm excited for it. I'm excited to be participating in it, because I also did just start beach, so it's really exciting. It's really nerve-wracking, but I'm looking forward to it. And I'm just looking forward to building the chemistry that I need to build with my partner in preparation for our future games.
So this partner you have is Anya, and you all will be competing at CAC?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Cesario?
Me and my partner, well, since I've only been playing for a year, this competition, again, I really like playing against the good players, so every team, basically, I'm looking out for. It's a lot more fast-paced, and my partner said that as well. We're more accustomed to the slow-paced play in Cayman.
Right.
So when we went up there, it was kind of a lot different.
Yeah, it's a huge eye-opener, huh?
Yeah. I'm excited, though. Every time we play, we improve, and that's what I'm looking forward to most. And I think we share the same, that we want to get a medal at least from playing together.
Awesome. And what have your views been for the past week? You've been competing against international teams in preparation for NORCECA and CAC. How has that been for you all?
I think for me, playing in under 23, in Cayman, when we're training, we're playing against the same people. And I think when I first started, I was always using the excuse that I just started, I'm young. But then playing in under 23, the two girls teams that went to the finals, the Canada team, they were both 17 years old. The U.S. team were 19 years old. Wow. And so I'm like, I'm 22. So I really can't use the excuse that I'm so young anymore.
They've been playing for a lot.
They have been playing longer, but it also shows me how much I can grow if I just stick with it. Yes. So that was really eye-opening for me, and just showing where you can get if you stick and you're committed, you're consistent, and you're putting in the work that you need to put in. It's not impossible because you're young, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that was really interesting for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's get to some details about the games coming up this weekend. When does it start? Times? When are our Cayman athletes playing?
Well, most of the times, the schedule is made on the day of the technical meeting, which is the Thursday. So they give out a schedule then, because they want to ensure that all the teams show up. And then we have another dynamic taking place. There's a hurricane hitting the Miami region on Wednesday, so we don't know how flights might be affected coming into Cayman and leaving Cayman. So we're a bit hoping that that's not a big deterrent, and does not affect the teams coming in on time. So that's one of the things. So now we have to decide, if there are 20 teams, you're talking about 4 pools of 5, and having games, some teams having to play twice per day, which is something different when you're playing a high-level competitive game in the heat,
and then a second
game. Then a second game, about 2 or 3 hours after. So you have to be focusing on that particular game, and then rebooting yourself, if you want to put it that way, for another game coming up, and you have to put your best foot forward. There's no excuses, because the other team is going through the same thing. It's not that you are subjected to it alone. So we're looking forward to it, and as soon as the schedule comes out, it's posted online on the NORCECA website, and we try to send it out to our players.
So do you know what time games start?
Well, we're hoping now that games are going to start on Friday for sure. It's going to start at 9. And depending on how many teams, how the flow is, we will probably start at 8:30. But we're looking at a 9 o'clock start, and we're hoping that we could finish at around probably 4:30, 5 before the mosquitoes
pick you up and take you off of 7 Mile Beach.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, wonderful. Is there anything else that I may not have asked you all that you'd like to, get out there to the public? Anyone you want to, thank or make mention of?
First of all, I think nothing will be possible without all the sponsors that have been supporting volleyball. We have the security center, DART, Gatorade, and we also have Kelly Holdings, who have been doing a tremendous job preparing this tournament and communicating with the teams.
They're amazing.
Yeah, awesome. And also the CIVF, but most of all, the CIVF has been working extremely hard in trying to elevate volleyball. Tammy's working hard on the beach and trying to elevate volleyball, and the president, Kennedy, and stuff like that. But without the Ministry of Sport, the support that they are giving, refurbishing the sand on the beach, refurbishing the beach and everything, and supporting volleyball for this year, I think we must give great kudos to the Ministry of Sport. And I always say that I've traveled to a lot of countries within the Caribbean, and it's great to have a sport minister who is interested in sport.
Awesomeness. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to see you guys in action on the weekend.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So you, what's your partner's name?
Brittany.
Is she out there?
Yes, she is.
She is. Okay. Hi, Brittany. All the best to you guys.
Thank you so much.
All the best to you too.
It's really a pleasure having you all on the show, and thank you for those who have tuned in to listen to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I appreciate you. That'll do it for our edition of Sports Extra for tonight. Of course, you know where to find all the latest information on sports right here on our Sports Extra Facebook page. I keep abreast with all the sports here in the Cayman Islands, especially volleyball. All right, so you can also check out our YouTube channel for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. If you would like the opportunity to be on our show, or if you have any questions, please feel free to email me on sportsextracayman@gmail.com. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to thank Dionne. Dionne is one of our biggest supporters of volleyball. Always have us on this show and promoting this sport.
I love
Thank
beach
you
volleyball.
so much.
And you guys are doing great. I'm just happy to see where volleyball in Cayman has come. I'm seeing the young ones taking part, and that's an amazing thing, because before it wasn't like that. Now it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, Coach, you're doing a fantastic job. Alrighty, thank you all so much. I'm Dionne Anglin. Good night. God bless. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at Radio Cayman Sports Extra.
As a coach, I thoroughly agree. The athlete is just qualified for the World Championship on the biggest stage in a bar in the Olympics. The guys we've been training for the last 5 months now, so they're there and they're real high in spirit that they can do well.
It was really infectious. I mean, for a 4-day meet with 2 sessions each day, that's pretty exhausting. And these kids were just rocking the whole weekend. So.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Let me tell you something. I've been fishing our island since I was a boy, and it's getting harder and harder to get a good catch. Maybe it's because there are so many more people in Cayman than ever before. Maybe it's because of how the climate is changing. I don't know about that, but I do know that I want to be able to keep fishing and teach my children to fish one day as well. So it makes sense to me that we have certain areas and certain times of the year to fish for certain things. It feels unfair not to be allowed to fish where my dad taught me to fish, but I know that being patient now means we can keep fishing for many more generations. We're all in this together, right?
For more info, download the Cayman DOE app or visit doe.ky.
Ahoy, mateys! Enjoy a jolly day out with the whole family at Cayman Turtle Center's Pirates Fest Family Fun Day on Sunday the 20th of November. Explore the wildlife, ride the water slide, splash in the lagoon, hunt for treasure and enjoy activities for the whole family. The fun takes place from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Costumes are encouraged and kids 12 and under in costume get free admission. Don't miss all the pirate festivities at Cayman Turtle Center on Sunday, November 20th. Harg.